Good morning, friends. Hey guys, I just saw someone asking questions about Convertkit and Mailerlite, and I thought I would just come on here instead of writing my whole thing, right? I just thought I would come on here and tell you guys my experience. I've been with both of them. And I recommend both of them for different reasons. Let me explain why. I'm an affiliate for both of them, so if anybody's going to sign up and you want to use my link, I would super appreciate it. Obviously, I always appreciate when you guys use my links. If you go to faithmariah.com, there's a link that says favorites, and it has all of my stuff I recommend for you guys. But here's my experience. So I started with Mailerlite. Mailerlite, when I joined, was free to 1,000 people, which is a great deal, and it's a great way to get started if you're just starting. It can take a while, or it took me a while at least, to get to 1,000 subscribers. So that way, when you're learning and you're taking the time to learn all these skills and you're taking the time to start getting traffic, you're not paying for your email list, right? It's free to 1,000 people. So that's a really great deal. And Mailerlite, I think for what it is, continues to be really affordable after that, right? It's not super expensive. But I did feel limited with Mailerlite as my stuff grew. It didn't have tagging. I don't know if it has tagging now, right? Everything in the internet just changes so fast, and it's been a while since I switched, but it didn't have tagging. When I would try to update my email funnels, it was a pain in the butt. I had to, if I wanted to change an email in one of my email sequences, I had to basically kick everyone out of the funnel, and it just wasn't practical once I had a really big list and once I had that following. So it's a good place to start, but you're not going to be able to stay there. If you plan on having a big list, if you plan on growing, Mailerlite is just not going to have the features that you need eventually, right? But I do think it's a good place to start because it's free to the first 1,000 people. And there's something to be said for that, right? When you're working, you're not making any money. That is money you can be investing every month in something else, in courses, in a coach, in a different service, whatever you need, right? And I know how valuable that money is in the beginning when you don't have any revenue coming in. So that's something to think about. But you've also got to be aware that you're probably gonna have to switch. I don't know really any professional bloggers that use Mailerlite, and it's just because it doesn't have the features you really, really need, right? If you're driving your income off of an email list. So I switched to Convertkit. Convertkit will move all of your stuff over. If you have 10,000 subscribers, they'll move it for free. You can also hire them to move your stuff, but I don't know how much it costs or anything like that because my list was much bigger. I think my list was 20,000 when I moved. So they moved all my things over. They did a pretty good job. I thought it's a hard job, right? Moving all my forms over. I had, I told you guys, I have 100 opt-ins. So I have I have hundreds of opt-in forms because I try different forms, I try different graphics, I try different things, right? And they moved all of my forms over. But I had to go through and tell them where all the forms were to take them out, which was such a pain. And I ended up just taking them out myself. And then I had to go back in and add all the forms back in, which I still honestly haven't done to a lot of my old posts because it's just not worth the time to me. So, moving is a pain. It's a pain to move. So it's up to you, right? If you want to pay for Convertkit so you don't have to go through the pain of moving later and you have the money to invest, that is an option. If you want to save the money and start with Mailerlite and move later on, that's an option too. Is it worth your time and worth your energy? I don't know. That's a decision you have to make for your business. All I can do is tell you guys my experience and let you guys make, your choices and your decisions. And if you have specific questions, about what it's like on Convertkit or what it's like on Mailerlite, I'm happy to share my experiences with you guys to help you make those decisions. But I can't tell you the best thing to do. Especially because I know the person that was asking this question already has a bunch of forms built on Convertkit. So I don't know if it's worth it to you to move the things over. My guess is if you're starting, when I moved, I had hundreds of opt-ins and hundreds of blog posts, right? But if you're just starting and you have a couple dozen forms, I don't know, it might be worth it to just go back over to Mailerlite and move them. It depends how long you think it's going to take you and what the ROI is, right? And the other thing I'll say I really, really like Convertkit. However, it is very expensive. I pay a car payment. I almost pay a mortgage payment to them every month. It is obscenely expensive, I think. I guess that's what email providers cost. And I haven't been able to find another provider that would give me the ability, that Convertkit does for that price. I guess that's just what it costs once you hit a certain level. But man, it's a little painful for me to pay that bill every month, if I'm being honest with you. Every month I'm just kind of like, ugh, like really? So, and I'm not like, honestly, I haven't been like 100% thrilled with ConvertKit. I've had some small issues with them here and there. And I feel like for what I pay to them every month, everything should be pretty smooth. But I think that is from what I've heard of talking to different people about their email list, that's kind of how every provider is, right? Everyone will have a glitch once in a while. ConvertKit, I've heard people have customer service with ConvertKit. I've never had that. But however, I don't know if that's just because I have I don't have like a huge list. Like you guys know, like I'm still on my journey, right? I feel like trying to get this blog like off the ground and get to like a bigger level or whatever. So I don't have like massive lists, like, I don't have hundreds and thousands of people or anything, but I have a bigger list, right? I pay them a good amount of money. I pay them, hundreds and hundreds of dollars every month. So I don't know if the customer service I get is different than customer service other people get, but they've always been great to me, but I have heard other people have customer service issues with them and other people have had frustrations with them. But I haven't heard of any email provider that people haven't had like some kind of bad experiences with. I feel like, every once in a while, even like Drip or Infusionsoft, these really, really expensive companies will still have glitches, will still have deliverability issues. It's just kind of the nature of the environment that we operate in. So I think you got to kind of manage your expectations. So those are my experiences. I did have deliverability issues with Mailerlite, and that's what finally pushed me to switch. But I've heard it's been resolved since then. So I wouldn't hesitate to recommend them to you guys. I had a really good experience with them. And like I said, I had them till I had like 20,000 subscribers. And, I made it work. It didn't have the best features like ConvertKit does, but I made it work, and you can make it work too. It's just up to you if you would rather, and like I said, you're going to have to switch off of Mailerlite eventually. So it's up to you if you want to start and invest the money from the beginning and just know that you're on ConvertKit. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to switch. Or if you're like, what, I really need that money every month. Things are really tight for me. I'm gonna move over to Mailerlite, and eventually I'll switch to ConvertKit, right? So those are my thoughts. If you guys have any specific questions about either one, let me know. You guys know I'm very transparent with you about, everything really. So yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Let me know. And I hope this is helpful. I know it's hard and it could feel overwhelming to pick the right thing, but just remember, this stuff isn't gonna make or break you. This stuff is, I just was like telling my assistant this the other day, or not my assistant, this other person I'm working with, she's like asking, how I do things. And I'm like, it's not going to make or break it. Like if you put like the wrong image up or you put the thing, like, it's not going to take my business down. Like it's not going to take your business down, right? Your business is resilient. And I know in the beginning, it can feel like I have to make the right choice. You don't have to make the right choice. You just have to make a choice. You have to make a choice and move forward. That's the most important thing. The worst thing you can do is stand still and spend a long time making these decisions. Get the information, look at Mailerlite, look at ConvertKit, make a choice, and move forward. It's not going to make or break you, right? I mean, if you go on ConvertKit and you have to end up paying extra, you'll figure it out. If you go on Mailerlite and you end up having to switch later on, you'll figure it out. People move email providers all the time. So just keep that in mind. There's no wrong choice. There's probably not any choice that's really going to make a huge difference in your business either way. And just make a decision and move forward, right? That's the most important thing, is the momentum. It's not making the perfect choice, because there is no perfect choice, right? The fact is, like, you're either going to have to pay money and be on ConvertKit, or you're going to have to go on Mailerlite and have it be free and then move later on. And neither of those is super great options, right? It's like there's downsides. You're going to be unhappy with part of it either way, probably, is my guess. So you might as well just make a decision and get on with it. Does that make sense? So, okay, I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you guys need anything. Have a good day. I'll talk to you guys soon.